Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do day 70. We're going to do decimal by decimal. Okay, we are dividing, I guess I should put dividing. Dividing decimal by decimal. Okay, so if you have A divided by B equals C, here is always going to be your total amount. B is going to equal either 1, your number of groups, or 2, group size. Now, I understand we are copying this down, and it's just like what you wrote down yesterday. Please copy this all down. The more you write it down, the more you will remember it. And this is a little key, if I were you, that I would write on my blank sheet of paper when given to me for a test. And then C is if they give you the number of groups, then they're looking for the group size. But if they give you your group size, then you're looking for your number of groups. If they give you one, then they're looking for the other, okay? So that's just a key. So we are going to start with the example of 1.6 divided by 0.2. Now, you might not have this sheet at home, which is completely fine, but I'm taking it from right here, day 70, and they do it with grids. Now, we're not going to do it with grids. I want to show you with money or with base 10. That way you can do it, you can draw how to solve this problem anywhere, and you don't have to panic because you don't have grids. So, they did not give you a word problem for this. So, they just gave it to you very basic. So what we're going to do is step 1, draw your total amount out. Okay? So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've drawn my total amount out. I have, you can say I have $1.60, $1.60, and now it wants me to do how many groups can I get if each group size is 2/10. So they are asking for how many, basically, hypothetically, I have $1.60. How many groups of 20 cents do I have? So this is my group size. So they're looking for my group number of groups. They give me the group size, I'm looking for number of groups. So I cannot do anything here with this because it's a whole. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to break down. I probably misspelled break. B-R-E-A-K. Yeah, sorry, losing my mind. Break down. Break down your total amount so it is easy to group. Okay? So I'm going to break this down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm just going to bring those down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So I broke this down, basically $1, into dimes. Now, step 3, make as many groups as possible with your group size. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, my group size is 2/10, right up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I made 8 groups. So that means my answer would be 8. Now I'm sure you're thinking, oh my goodness, you said if we start with a whole number, then our answer is going to be a whole number. I did say that for yesterday. But what I'm trying to tell you is your total amount, here I understand it is a decimal. So, and you're like, it's probably not it's not an Oreo. And if you're probably listening, you're like, what is she talking about, an Oreo? I'll explain that later. But because when we start getting to the problems in context and trying to figure out where it goes, this is your total amount. And so normally, you have to ignore your total amount in this situation. What it is if they give you a decimal, then your answer, if your B is a decimal, then your answer will be a whole number. If your B is a whole number, then your answer will most likely be a decimal. So it's the last two that you have to necessarily look at. And if you think about it, yesterday when we were doing that, I'll use this one right here for example. Our B was a decimal, so it meant our answer was going to be a whole number. Okay? Let's do one more. Let's do 1.8 divided by 0.3. Now, because my B is a decimal, I'm expecting my answer to be a whole number, okay? So, first step we need to do is draw our total amount, one whole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8/10. Now, it's telling me my group size is 3/10. So I need to break this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I broke this basically $1 down into dimes. Now my group size, I need to see how many groups of 3/10 I can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means my answer is 6. Okay, I want to give you a problem, and you're going to try to do it at home and come back with the answer tomorrow. 2.4 divided by 0.8. Because your B is a decimal, your answer should be a whole number. Come back to school tomorrow with me to let me know what you got for that one. This is super important that you are using this as a guide. You are using this to help you with these steps. So feel free to come to class with any questions you may have. And this is a shout out to, let's see who I should shout out to. I'm going to shout out to Travis because as I'm sitting here, his area is pretty clean. So thanks for having a clean area, Travis.